Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's been a long time. I've been in college working the past semester, so it's been tough to find the time to edit videos, but I have so much footage to be edited. So this is a fun trip with good old Hunter Young. We're out there crushing the drop off, going for one of my favorite fish to hunt, the pao'pao or Golden Trevally. We ended up getting quite a bunch, and I ended up landing my PB, so please stick around for some awesome action out there. If you're new, consider subscribing. We're gonna have a lot more action and footage in the future. Thank you and mahalo. Enjoy the vid. So the day starts off with Hunter and his friend Gray taking us out on his boat. We're gonna be going to some fun spots that we like to hit up for pao'pao, and hopefully we get some action today. It's a bit windy, but we've seen worse. Started the day off with this taco. This one came out to about 4.7 pounds, but I never had my GoPro on when I caught him. So just dispatching him, putting him on the stringer, it's a good start to a good day. This day was actually with my dad. This is gonna be a few clips from a bunch of random trips scattered about. So right here, I'm coming back from a drop and I saw a white tip reef shark cruising the drop off, and I had some fish on it, and I hadn't been seeing too much today. And there's a bunch of pao'paos, and then there's also this big lie that's off of the shark as well. So I'm just kind of sitting here seeing if that lie will come around. You can see him there, and I haven't seen any pao'pao at all the whole day. So I'm deciding to take this lie back, and we'll have a taco and a good nice lie for the table, and it's a good day. I see so many of these fish, but I usually pass on them because I want to go and save the shot for the pao'pao that could potentially swim by right after that lie comes into frame. This time I wasn't seeing much, so I took that lie, and they're actually a really good eating fish if you know how to prepare it properly. Right here I take a drop. This was another day with my sister, and again this was a pretty slow day. Have not been seeing much. The water clarity for this spot's pretty good actually, even though it looks murky, and I'm just sitting here waiting for some fish. And as I'm looking straight ahead, I notice there's some big shapes, and there are some two aluas that come by. I try to line up, but I completely missed a shot. This gun is designed for shallow reef and not for taking on big fish, so completely missed. Coming back around, I'm swimming on the drop off, and this shark comes out of absolutely nowhere. They're always cruising the drop off, but yeah, I saw about 3 this day. It's a nice size hammerhead, comes by. Super mellow, they just come by to check you out, and he's back to the abyss. This cuts to another day. I see a big pao'pao. It had to have been over 10 pounds, and I try to get a swimming shot towards it, but didn't end up working out. So I go back up and I tell Hunter what I saw. Solid sized fish. So now we know they're in the area. Hunter takes a drop down, and I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. All of a sudden I see a huge pao'pao swim by, and I can see that Hunter has already taken a drop, so I'm just waiting for him to shoot that fish. Yeah. I hear his gun go off, and I know that that fish is secured, and I swim over to see what Hunter's got. Really nice pao'pao that Hunter just shot. It came out to around 15 pounds. The other one I saw was about the same size, so it's a good sign that there are some big Golden Trevally in the area. Right here, Hunter points down at a small object in the coral, and it ends up being this really cool frogfish. This is the first frogfish that I've seen on Oahu, and I've been diving for a long time. Just goes to show how camouflaged these fish can be. Super awesome experience. We made sure to lift him up gently and release him back into the wild where he belongs. So here I am, I'm about to take a drop. This is at another spot, and the day has gotten a little darker, a little bit more murkier. The spot seems to be a little bit more murkier, but just kind of waiting. All you have to do is sit on the drop off and put up some grunts, and sure enough, they'll come right by. Take a shot into the murk. I could barely even see him on the outline, but hopefully got a nice holding shot. Hunter was already down there getting the fish. I'm just making sure that I'm keeping some tension on the line as much as I can. I see Hunter bringing up the fish and I know it's in the bag, and as he's handing it over to me, I try and get a solid grip, and the fish just ends up slipping out of my hand, and so I have to go back down. My heart kind of dropped in this moment because I didn't know how good the shot was, but we ended up getting this fish back. So these are the target species that we're going for, these Golden Trevally. We typically shoot them in the 5 to 15 pound range, but Hunter shot a few 17 pounders, and I actually shoot my personal record on these trips. So make sure to stay tuned. These fish are very delicious. Got this fish on the boat, super stoked on this first dive, and this is the first pao'pao of the summer, so we're doing good. Right here, we're at a different spot. This is another day. This is the same day that we took the boat out, and I'm just taking a drop right here in this little sand pocket. It's best to get behind some cover that you can kind of conceal your body behind, and I'm just looking out into the murk, grunting, and doing the usual, just checking out the area, waiting for that fish to come by. Kind of daydreaming in this dive, and pretty soon I see a huge Golden Trevally pass over from my right. As soon as I pull the trigger, that reel starts spinning, and I know that that fish is already on its way, starting to run and scream some line. And so I call over my dive buddies to come help me out. I didn't know how good the shot was, and so I'm wanting to get a second shot in. I look behind me and Hunter's bringing the gun over, so I grab it, and he's just pulling up some of the line, and pretty soon I take a drop into the abyss to see where that fish is at and put a second shot in him just to make sure. As I'm diving down, I'm just following that shooting line, trying to get it untangled from the reef, and just trying to follow the trail over to the fish. I notice it bends to the right, so I start to swim over, and sure enough, the fish is swimming right at me. I had a pretty good shot, but I just put in a second one just to make sure. Now that I know this fish is secure, I start swimming up to the surface, and I was surprised just how big this fish was. Put this thing on a scale. It ended up weighing 14 pounds, which was my personal record. My previous record was 12.13. This one beat it by 2 pounds, so very excited to get this fish back home for the family and put it in the smoker. Here's another day. We're swimming at a new spot, and I just take a drop again in this little sand pocket. And that's really the name of the game. When you're targeting Golden Trevally, you kind of have to sit on these drop-offs and just wait and be patient. This kind of style of hunting has taught me more patience than ever. Sometimes you go out and see nothing, and sometimes you just get lucky. That's exactly what happens here. Managed to get another one. Super blessed to get another Golden Trevally. This one came out to be about 7.2 pounds, I believe. So not a monster, but still a really, really decent sized fish. Hunter was able to go down and secure it, and again, super excited and blessed to get one of these amazing tasting fish. Golden Trevally have a diet that primarily consists of small shrimp and crabs and squid and smaller fish, so their meat is pretty sweet and very, very delicious. All of a sudden I hear Hunter's gun go off, and sure enough, he shot a fish. This one was a pretty decent sized one, over 10 pounds. So I rushed over to secure it. I could tell that he had a great holding shot, so I went down to the bottom just to get some cool clips for him. Not too long after, Hunter plugs another one, and I hear that gun go off, so I'm diving down to go and see where it's at. And as I'm diving down into the murk, I'm just waiting for this fish to pop up. It's a pretty deep area, but I managed to find them, and this fish was huge. I think it came out to about 15 as well, and yeah, solid sized fish. What's nuts is that the shaft didn't even go all the way through, but the fish managed to stay on, which is awesome. And to wrap up the video, this is at the same spot. I found this Roy, just cruising this little area, and these fish are invasive to Hawaii. They do a lot of detriment to the reefs because they eat the native fish, so I had to get them off the reef. These fish eat about 150 reef fish native to Hawaii every single year. And so over the years, as they can live up to 25 years, I believe, they can wipe out so many thousands of reef fish from the native ecosystem.
We did it.
Hold it right at 14
pounder.
He didn't bleed on, bro.
Hold that thing up, bro. Hold that thing out.
Super happy with the catch. Let's get back to the kitchen so I can show you exactly how I like to cook these fish up. After filleting your fish, the best way I like to cook the Golden Trevally is to lay out your fillets on some cutting boards or plates and season it on both sides with your favorite seasoning. Once you're done with that, I put them in the smoker at 180 degrees for about 3 hours. 2.5 is good too, but around that 3 hour mark and you should be good. Lay them all nice and evenly. Just let it wait. And after that 3 hour mark, you can open up the smoker and take them out, and they should be golden brown, very beautiful color, and the meat should fall apart beautifully, and it still retains some of that moisture. That's all I do to cook these Golden Trevally. Please give it a try and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. I'll hopefully see you on the next adventure. That's all for the video.